Hey guys, it's Conf Hollywood Studios here, and today I'm going to be counting down the top 10 rides at Six Flags Great Adventure. What I mean by this is I'm counting down the 10 best non-coaster rides, so you will not see a single roller coaster on this list. This list is focusing on the thrill rides and flat rides at Great Adventure, in addition to the dark rides of the park as well. Without further ado, let's start off with some honorable mentions that couldn't quite make the list. The honorable mentions include Parachutes, Daredevil Dive, Swashbuckler, Congo Rapids, Fender Benders, and Buccaneer. These rides couldn't quite make the list because Great Adventure has a really good flat ride collection. Their flat rides and dark rides combine into a really great collection that not many people talk about. While Great Adventure may be more well known for El Toro, King Ka, Jersey Devil, and Nitro, it still has an absolutely incredible lineup of flat rides, which we will be honoring today, starting off with number 10, which is SkyScreamer. SkyScreamer was added to the park in 2012 and can be found at most Six Flags parks. This is an extremely tall swinging ride that is very similar to your classic wave swinger ride. The twist is that this ride goes 200 feet in the air and goes around 40 miles per hour. It features mild forces but a great view of the park, which really is good for priming people into bigger rides. Overall, it's a really fun family attraction that I like to ride every now and then at Great Adventure. At number 9, we have Houdini's Great Escape. This might be Great Adventure's most unknown attraction, as many people who travel from far away to go to the park skip out on Houdini's and don't even know it's there. However, Houdini's is one of the most underrated rides at Great Adventure for the fact that it is definitely one of the best themed rides in the park, if not the best themed in the park. This ride is located right outside the entrance on Main Street, just to the left of the fountain, and is very secluded with its queue-end building. You can't tell what this ride does from the outside, and it's very unclear even from the signs what it does. However, once you go through the pre-show and you board, you can kind of get a good feeling of what's going to happen. Now, I don't want to spoil the ride for everyone, but let's just say it is a really well-themed and very confusing experience that I highly recommend experiencing when you go to Great Adventure. You may not ride this ride over and over again, but it's a really great, fun, well-themed ride that, in my opinion, is the closest Six Flags has come to a Disney-level ride. At number 8, we have Skyway. This is one of the park's original rides, opening with the park in 1974, and it's just a classic. This ride is not only great for transportation, but gives you excellent views of the park. When you're on this, you can see incredible views of El Toro, King Ka, and all the midways in the park. This ride is just so fun when you don't feel like walking across the park, the line is short, so you just hop in a gondola and take a ride. I really hope Great Adventure continues to keep up the maintenance on this ride and keep it around for the long run. At number 7, we have Twister. This is another ride that's pretty forgotten at the park, as that ride that you just walk past on your way to Superman and Green Lantern. However, this ride is really fun, and again, is one of the only rides of its type still around. Twister flips you head over heels multiple times with very strong forces put onto your body. The ride ends with a great finale where you hang over and, well, you don't flip usually, but I've seen it flip a couple times at the end. Overall, it's a really great ride that has a strange spot at Great Adventure, which leads me to believe it's probably not going to be around for too much longer. So the next time you go to Great Adventure, be sure to get a ride on Twister before it's gone. At number 6, we have the only upcharge attraction I am keeping on the list, which is Slingshot. Slingshot is an upcharge attraction, meaning you do have to pay an extra fee to ride it, but if you do just one ride on it, it's incredible. This ride can be found at many other parks, not even just Six Flags parks. You can find it at boardwalk parks and just other parks around the country. But this ride is really incredible, and I highly recommend riding at least one of them. The way I look at it, if you've ridden one, you've pretty much ridden them all, and the one I chose to ride is the one at Great Adventure. This ride is an absolute blast. That initial launch really sends you flying, and all the flipping in between is absolutely great. Overall, definitely try out Slingshot at any park at one point or another in your life. It's quite the experience. At number 5, we have another classic attraction of the park, Log Flume. This is another ride that opened all the way back in 1974 with the park, and is still here to this day. This ride is so much fun, and it may not be the best Flume ride, but it's always fun to get a group of your friends, fill the log, and get absolutely drenched. When you fill this log to 4 to 5 people, or even 6 if you're crazy, you get totally wet, as the log sinks all the way down onto the trough and you can literally feel the wheels riding on the trough. It's absolutely great, and that picturesque finale with it diving down and splashing down under the bridge is just great. You get very wet and have a ton of fun on log flume. At number 4, we have one of the park's newer attractions, Cyborg Cyberspin. Now, if you asked me a couple years ago where I would rank Cyborg, it would not be this high, that's for sure. However, recently, in 2020 and 2021, the park seemingly reprogrammed the ride to have a much more enjoyable ride experience, and this ride is really crazy. Pretty much think of it as being similar to Twister, but not as intense, but giving more hang time. The amount of hang time you get on this ride is absolutely nuts. You just hang upside down for so long, and there's so many weird elements that it does when it's twisting side to side and up and down. Overall, this ride is super disorienting, and I would not recommend it if you do get sick very easily, because this ride goes upside down a lot. At number 3 is Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth. This is an absolutely great ride that can be found at many Six Flags parks across the country. This is the massive frisbee ride that you see in Movie Town right next to Batman, and it is just great. It's very intense, reaches insane top speeds, and still holds the record as the tallest and fastest frisbee ride. It is tied with a few other rides, but it's still really tall, really fast, and overall just a great ride. This ride also has some of the best lighting on any ride I've ever seen. It's just incredible how it looks at night. Definitely the best looking ride at Great Adventure at night. Now the top 2 spots are 2 rides that are absolutely incredible, but they do 2 totally different things. It is very hard for me to rank these 2 rides, as recently one of them has definitely shined itself higher than the other, which means that number 2 is Justice League Battle for Metropolis. In my opinion, this is one of the best additions Great Adventure has gotten in the last few years, and is definitely one of the best clone attractions that Six Flags has put throughout its parks. This is an extremely good shooting dark ride by Sally Corporation. Justice League Battle for Metropolis is obviously themed to the Justice League, and after many Justice League members are captured by Lex Luthor and Joker, you are sent into Metropolis to help the rest of the team fight the 2 villains. This ride is absolutely great with its special effects, and knowing all the secrets, it's very fun to try and get the highest score possible. You definitely used to be able to get higher scores than you can now, but lately my highest score has been a little above 400,000. Either way, it's still a bunch of fun to get some of your friends in the same car as you and try to get the highest score. Myself and a lot of others I go to the park with frequently know all the secrets for Justice League and are constantly in competition getting the highest score. This ride consistently has held up as one of the most fun rides in the park, and overall is just a great ride. However, as of recent, there has been a change to the number 1 flat ride that has easily made it the best ride that is not a coaster in the park. And the number 1 flat ride, in my opinion, is Zumanjaro Drop of Doom. Now, before, I would definitely put it either at number 2 or 3. This ride on its own is an absolutely spectacular drop tower. Probably one of the best ones I've ever been on. But recently, Great Adventure was able to get clearance from the state of New Jersey, which allowed Zumanjaro and Kingda Ka to run in sync. What this means is that if a Kingda Ka train is launching, there's a pretty good probability that you will be on Zumanjaro while the Kingda Ka train is launching and going over you. Not only does it add an extra level of immersion to the ride, but it also makes the tower shake like crazy, which just adds so much to the ride. Getting what I call a full duel when Zumanjaro's gondolas are dropping at the same time as Kingda Ka's train going down the top hat is an absolutely incredible experience. The ability to look to your right and see Kingda Ka dropping right next to you is just crazy. That combined with the fact that you can literally see Philadelphia on a clear day from the top of Zumanjaro easily makes it the best ride at Great Adventure in my opinion. But that's going to wrap up this list counting down the top 10 rides that are not roller coasters at Six Flags Great Adventure. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and definitely let me know what you agreed or disagreed with me on in this list. If you would like to see my other list where I count down the roller coasters at Six Flags Great Adventure, be sure to tap the link in the top right. Stay tuned for more lists like this coming soon to Hollywood Studios, and I'll see you guys in the next video.